Hello Yair and Barry and anybody else who may watch this little video that I'm going to make. First of all, you guys, I would like to apologize for not being at your wedding, but I just felt like it was physically too hard for me to fly so far twice within a period of a few days. You know, Yair's my only nephew, but I must say that sometimes it feels the other way around, like he's the uncle and I'm the nephew, because Yair is just such an amazing person and I've always looked up to him and admired him so much. First of all, he's got perfect pitch, and boy, I wish I had perfect pitch. Then I could play jazz so much better. I would even give my right thumb to have perfect pitch. I don't need that one to play the saxophone. And Yair is just so smart. Like, his language ability is legendary. Well, of course, he speaks Hebrew, and he's fluent in Spanish and kind of fluent in English. There are stories that he picked up Chinese in a month and Bahasa Indonesian. And I remember when he was little, like maybe 1 or 2, and he was at our house, and I asked Steve to teach me something in Hebrew, and I practiced it, and we agreed, yes, it's perfect. Then later I went over to Yair and said it, and Yair just looked at me and laughed. Not because I said it poorly, but because he knew that I was not a Hebrew speaker, that I shouldn't be speaking Hebrew, and somehow he knew that, which was amazing. And then there's his physical prowess. He's strong and, really in shape and fast. And I remember one time we were just playing basketball, and he just started shooting from about 30 feet out, and just swish, over and over. He was swishing it, and I think he even fell down once and swished it from the ground. I don't think he practiced that. He just could do things like that. And but I did beat him one time playing basketball, just one time, and I will never ever play him again. And then I remember, I used to travel and write stories, and people liked the stories. And Yair one day said, that's a good idea. And the next time he traveled, he started writing these incredible stories, amazing stories, and taking these incredible pictures. Just whatever he does so well. And speaking of travel, he's an extreme traveler. He would travel places that most people would never dream of going or doing. And there's also the story of when he was in South America, that the guide was eating ants, so he started eating ants. I mean, he's just fearless. And I had a chance to travel with Yair once, but I chickened out. I didn't think I could keep up with him, although I regret that now. And when I was in New York, he said, yeah, let's go ride the bike. Now, if someone had told me you're going to ride a bike in Manhattan, I would have said no way. But with Yair leading the way, I did. And, we went all over the place. We went to Brooklyn and, through one-way streets the wrong way. And I can't believe that I somehow followed him. But I did, and it was great. And Yair had this idea that you could travel anywhere within like a 50-mile radius with a bike and a subway or a train. And speaking of following Yair, I remember once we were rock climbing or jumping around on rocks near my parents' house, this rock park. And there was a kind of a big jump there, and I didn't know if I could make it, but Yair just went ahead and did it. So I had to follow him. And I did. I jumped, and yep, I broke my ankle. Thanks, Yair. But, luckily I got it fixed with a good surgeon. And another thing about Yair is that he's just really super kind. I mean, he's super smart. And, no one really knows how smart Yair is, because he has this ability. He will just go to your level. Whatever level you're at, he's going to go there. He's not going to show all his smartness to you. So everyone always feels comfortable, talking to Yair. And another way that he's really kind, I remember again in New York, and I said, I'm going to go play some street music. And yeah, I was maybe a little bit under the influence of something at that time, and somehow Yair found me in Washington Square Park. And not only did he find me, but he brought what I really wanted the most in life at that moment, which was 2 delicious burritos. I think it was the best burritos I ever had. Thank you so much. And you know, also Yair's very funny, really funny sense of humor, and he's really good at putting me on, fooling me, saying something and I believe it, and then I realize, oh no, he fooled me again. And I always have to be careful with Yair about that. And I remember recently when we were at Stacy's house, and they had one of these Segway machines, but without the pole, just the thing you stand on. Of course, the kids could do it. Yair could do it. I almost fell through the plate glass window. But later on in the day, suddenly Yair is riding that thing, but not the normal way. He just grabbed onto it, and this thing is dragging him all around the house, which I thought was just such an amazing thinking outside of the box. So I'm really glad, Yair, that you met Barry, because Barry is somebody who can really appreciate you, and somebody who I think will challenge you. You know, she's smart enough, and she's outspoken and assertive, and you know, has a lot of confidence that she's going to challenge you. And of course, you know, Barry's always also very funny and beautiful and outgoing. And another important thing is that she has a social conscience, which I think is great. Barry's somebody who's going to make you, Yair, be the best you that you can be. And speaking of the best, one more thing about Yair is the way he talks, because he's always talking in superlatives. This is the best soup I've ever had. This was the best pie I ever had. This is the best cake I ever had. And Yair speaks in superlatives because he sees things in life and he appreciates them. And man, I just cannot wait to see how your kids turn out. And I think they're going to be the best, greatest kids, and you guys are going to be the best, greatest couple in the world. Congratulations. Now, you may know that I'm not a big drinker, but I did get this rum in Cuba, and just, you know, I didn't drink all this. Usually people drink it, but I'm going to drink a toast to Yair and Barry and their happy marriage and the family of the future. L'chaim. Ah!